Welcome to the University of Hertfordshire.
At the moment we are running a big international conference here on campus. It's called IEEE RO-MAN. It's the 15th International Symposium on Human and Robot Interactive Communication. The main theme of this conference is called Getting to Know Socially Intelligent Robots. So the idea is that you have robots that can interact with people, but that also show some elements of so-called intelligence, although I would be careful, very careful in talking about intelligent robots. But still, this is what many researchers in the world are working on. Not to the extent that these robots behave like human beings. They are not yet there that you might mistake them for humans. It's so very, very clear, that's a robot, that's a human, I can tell the difference. But still many aspects such as dialogue, such as how should the robot approach a human, how should the robot interact with the human, what type of tasks should the robot perform. This is all very much motivated by human-human communication.
The research robot we've got here is actually it's a commercial research robot, and you can see that we've added all sorts of bits and pieces onto it, such as the head, the eyes, the arms and various trays and things. We use these in our studies to really see what people really like when they're dealing with robots. So they may want flashing eye lights, they may want a realistic hand, they may want a more basic gripper type hand. So in our trials we basically try all the different, we take one off and put the others on and see what people's preferences actually are. You can see there we fitted this head on here, and the idea is that we can actually use these lights in the head to indicate gaze direction, up, down, left, right, etc. We can also use it to indicate smiling, whether it's happy or sad. And when the lights are off, the users can get the idea that the robot is asleep and the robot is not paying any attention to what they're doing. So they've actually got a sense of privacy. So that's quite a useful feature of the robot. We've also fitted these arms on here, these rather humanoid looking arms, and we can do, they're not particularly good for manipulating anything, but we can actually use them to make gestures such as pointing gestures, thumbs up gestures, waving gestures, in order to get various patterns of lights actually lighting up on the robot's face. So happy, sad, and we can also
Acid mirrors, M-I-R-Z-A.
We think that it's wonderful that they're actually working.
Yeah, it's very impressive to have robots out of the lab and actually into a public space with all these people and actually running and working and interacting with people, so well done.
I think I also liked the little boy. I like humanoid robots, and that's pretty human-like.
Well, we want robots to interact with people, and it's important that we have the right kind of expressions so that when you interact with a robot, it can respond in a human-like way. And the smiles and the gestures that it will do are really important, and that's our area of study. I think you can get too close to a human. In fact, it gets a bit scary if it gets too human-like. And if it's a little bit more like a robot, I think people accept it a little bit better. And so we try to keep those two things in a balance somehow.
I'm personally quite disturbed by the very human-looking robots, and I think even the people who make them realise that they are very disturbing to people. They're not so lifelike. I mean, the appearance is very good, but the way, as soon as they start moving, the movement is kind of robotic, and it looks, rather, uncanny.
And I believe that robots can actually be very useful. So I have a very positive attitude towards robots in the sense of the potential that they can help people.
Please help me.
So don't be going now. Follow me. Okay, I'll follow it. It's hard to get anyone to talk about this. But I was going to